My name is Mr. Shengoma, and I am going to be your host today. We are looking at fundamental results, and when we talk about fundamental results, we are talking about the properties of angles. So in short, we are looking at the angle properties. We have got a number of properties. Some of them, we have seen them before, and some of them will be new to you. However, we have to look at one by one. So to begin with, we have to remind ourselves angles that add to 90 degrees. Angles that add to 90 degrees. Now, angles that add to 90 degrees are those angles where they show you a box. This kind of box here symbolizes that we are dealing with angle which add up to 90 degrees. However, there can be so many angles around 90 degrees. It could be, for example, one line, another line, could be A, B, C. So it could be many angles, but we say if you add angle A, if you add angle B, and you add angle C, the total should always give you 90 degrees. Example. If I have a question just like this, and you give me, let's say, 20, and this side you say maybe 20 plus x over 2. So basically, I just have to say 20 plus the second angle, that is 20 plus x over 2, should be able to give me 90 degrees. Now, in order for me to find the value of this x, I will have to shift 20 to this side, and I'll get 20 plus x over 2 is equal to 90 minus 20. Then I go ahead and I simplify the 90, gives me 70. Then I will do cross multiplication because 70 is always over 1. So I do cross multiplication. 1 times 20, I get 20 plus x, and 2 times 70, I'll get 140. So I take 20 this side, and my x will be 140 minus 20, and my answer will be 120. So this is our first example, which shows us angle that add up to 90 degrees. I have also a second example there. I have a second example for angles that add up to 90 degrees. If I have, let's say, there, this add to 90 degrees. So if I have, let's say here, x squared, and I have here x. Okay, so if I have such kind of question, what we know is x squared plus x should give me 90 degrees. So I would say x squared plus x is equal to 90. So x squared plus x is equal to 90. In this case, I don't have a number to bring this side. And I cannot add x squared with x because they are different units. This is with a square and this is with a 1. So what I should do, I know once I have x squared, I have quadratic equation. So I have to rearrange this so that I have a proper quadratic equation by bringing 90 to the side of x. So it will be minus 90. Now it will be equal to 0 because on the place of 90, there is nothing now, so there's 0. So now I have a proper quadratic equation. So when you have a proper quadratic equation, you will put it in your general formula. Remember, when you have got any quadratic equation and you are not sure if that quadratic equation has factors, please do not use sum product factor. Always when you get a quadratic equation, straightforward, you go to general formula, because general formula can solve for you all the possible questions only if the square root is not negative. So what is the formula? First of all, you check what is your unknown. Once you get to know your unknown, you go straight to your formula and you say x is equal to, remember any formula has to start with an equal sign. So you check the unknown, x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. Everybody must always remember this formula. So after remembering the formula, you substitute your values inside the formula. So our b is 1, so it will be minus 1 plus or minus square root minus 1 squared minus 4ac. Our c is minus 90 over 2a. Sorry, over 1, because our a is 1. Then you go ahead and work it out, and then you get the two values of x. And for this case, my two values of x is 9 and negative 10. So once I get 9 and negative 10, remember I'm looking for angle. If I'm looking for angle, I have to take the answer which is positive, because I need to take answers for angle. So my final answer for x is 9. So this is how we deal with angles that add up to 90 degrees. Remember, we said before that here, this symbol means right angle, and right angle means 90. So all angles which are around there, they should be giving us 90. Then I went ahead and I showed you the first example where we had 20 and another angle 20 plus x over 2. We worked it out and we got x will be 120. Then I gave the second example, which led us to quadratic equation. Whenever you have x squared, it will take us to quadratic equation. Then I said you should always use the general formula because we are not sure. So that is how we work with angles that add to 90 degrees. Right now, we are going to look at angles that add to 180 degrees. Here we go. Number 2, angles that add to 180 degrees. So now we are looking at angles that add up to 180 degrees. So basically, the angles that add to 180 degrees form a straight line. The angles that add up to 180 degrees form a straight line. So a straight line here is always 180 degrees. A straight line is always forming 180 degrees. So basically, if I have many angles, like that on a straight line, we say, if as long as it is a straight line, then angle here, angle there, angle here, and angle here, all of them will add to 180 degrees. So this is like the second property of angle properties. The first one, we saw angles which added to 90, and now we are looking at angles which add to 180 degrees. Let's see an example. So if we have basically, let's say here, let's say x, 4x, and 50. So if I have such a question, my main job will be to say x plus 4x plus 50, it should give me 180 degrees. So if I have that, then to simplify, I'll get 5x plus 50 is equal to 180 degrees. My next job is to collect the like terms. So it will be 180 minus 50. And I'll get 5x is equal to 130. I'll divide both sides by 5. So when I divide both sides by 5, I'll get my x as by 5 there, it will be 2, and I remain with 30, and 30 will give me a 6. So my angle will be 26. Let's see a second example. Example 2. If I have there straight line, and I have maybe this angle and that angle. So let's say the first angle is, let's say, x. The second angle, let's say, is x squared. The third angle, let's say it is 10. So I need to work out for x. I have to arrange them in such a way I get my equation. X plus x squared plus 10 is equal to 180, because we know that a straight line must give us 180 degrees. Very good. So after getting to know this, I can say, let me correct the like terms. I can take 110 that side and to subtract. But remember, x and x squared can never add. But this side, I will have 180 minus 10. So 180 minus 10, it will give me 170. Because I cannot add x squared and x, I will take my knowledge back to quadratic equation. And I will have to rearrange my question in the form of quadratic equations. And I will have to get now x squared first plus x. Then I have to get this 170 and I bring it to the side where there is x squared x. Then I get my quadratic equation. After getting my quadratic equation, definitely I have to put in my general formula. And that is minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, everything over to a. Then I have to substitute in my information. So minus 1 plus square root, b is 1, so 1 square. Then I get minus 4, a is 1, and my c is minus 170. Everything will be over to 1. Then I will go ahead and work it out. So when I work it out, I get the values of the two x's, and my x1 will be 12.54. My x2 will be minus 1.13. So because I'm looking for the value of angle, I will not take a negative angle. Straight away, I will say my final answer will be 12.5 degrees. Why? Because I'm looking for angle and I need to take positive angle only. So this is how we deal with angles that add up to 180 degrees. Now, let's go to the third angle property, and that is angles that add up to 360. Okay, now we're looking at angles which add up to 360. So in other words, angles which add up to 360, we call them angle at a point. So when we have angles at a point, this is a dot, right? A dot is a point. So if I put like my north, since we have learned north, if I rotate completely around the dot, this is what we call 360 degrees. So this means if I have a dot like that one, I can have so many angles around the dot. I can have so many angles around the dot. So if you have many angles around the dot, this means all the angles which are around your dot, there. If you add them, they should give you to 360 degrees. So A plus B plus C plus D should always give us 360 degrees, because we said we have angles at a point. So when you rotate around a point, you should get 360 degrees. So let's see an example. Okay, so if I have a question, a basic question, let's say 140, 150, and X. That's a basic question. So this basic question simply takes us to, remember, this is at a point. So if I have angles at a point, so it will tell me X plus 140 plus 150, it should always give me 360 degrees. Okay, then I have to first add these two like terms, and it gives me 290. That is 360 degrees. Now I have to collect the like terms. So this will go that side. So I get X is equal to 360 minus 290. Finally, my X will be 70 degrees. So this is basically how we solve question that has the property of angles, which is adding to 360. We can have another basic example. So we have seen some questions which add to 360 degrees, and they end up forming like a quadratic. So even this one can form a quadratic. But right now, I just want to deal with the basic questions, because we have already understood how does a question become a quadratic equation. Now, when you look at this question, we are given a point, we are given 70, we are given X, we are given 4X. If you look at this part, we are not given any value, we are given a box. But remember, when we began today, we learned the meaning of the box is 90. So we shall take any box like this as a 90 degrees. So I will have to say X plus 4X plus 70 plus 90, that will always be equal to 360 degrees. Then I will go ahead and collect like terms. Now I will add this to 5x, because this is x power 1 and this is x power 1. So these two are like terms, and I will get 5x plus 70 plus 90 will give me 160 degrees is equal to 360. Now I have to collect like terms again. So I'll have 5x is equal to 360 degrees minus 160 degrees. Then I will move again and I get 5x is equal to 200. Okay, since I'm looking for x alone, so I will divide by 5 both sides. By 5, I remain with x alone. X is equal to, by 5, 1, by 5, 4. My x will be 40 degrees. This is how we solve questions that add up to 360. So if you're with me, students, you'll realize we have looked at number 1, the property which says angles that add up to 90 degrees. Then we went ahead and looked at number 2, the property of angles that add up to 180 degrees. And now we have just finished looking at the property of angles which add up to 360 degrees. Now we are going to the fourth property, and our fourth property will be angles in polygons. Angles in polygons. So when we are looking at angles inside polygons, we have to look at many things. Number 1, we have to remember when we are talking about the word polygons, we are talking about shapes. And we have got many shapes. We have got shapes which have got number of sides. Shapes with 3 sides, we know them as triangles. So shapes with 3 sides are known as triangles. Then we have shapes with 4 sides, they are known as quadrilaters. Quadrilaters. Then we have shapes with 5 sides, they are known as pentagons. Then we have shapes with 6 sides, they are known as hexagons. We have shapes with 7 sides, they are known as heptagons. We have shapes with 8 sides, they are known as octagon. Shapes with 9 sides, they are known as nonagon. And 10 sides is decagon. We have more shapes which I will send you to internet and find for me all the shapes which are continuing. Shapes which have 11 sides, 12 sides. I want you to know their names. So that is your homework. Basically, we are looking at 2D shapes here. And we have got shapes with many sides. Now, for my examples, I'm going to base on 2 samples. I will look at a triangle. So you can see I'm drawing a triangle here. And I will look at a pentagon. So you can see I'm drawing a pentagon there. So the pentagon and the triangles which I'm drawing, you can see I am drawing longer lines. Those longer lines are very important to us today because they are showing us interior angles and also those lines are showing us exterior angles. So basically in polygons, we want to know what are interior angles, and also we want to know what are exterior angles and what is their relationship. So if you check basically here, the interior angles are these ones here, which I'm marking with the red mark. Interior angle, interior angle, interior angle, interior angle, and interior angle. So those are our interior angles. So when we have interior angles there, basically we have to know their sum. So the sum of interior angles is given by n minus 2 times 180. So that's how we get the sum of all interior angles. But when I want to look at the sum of exterior angles, these are the exterior angles. This one there, this one here, and that one there. These are what we call exterior angles. Another one is here, 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 there, and here. These are what we call exterior angles. So the sum of exterior angles is given by 360. Now, there's a difference here. For exterior angles, they never change. Exterior angle, the sum is always 360. But for interior angles, they change based on the formula and the number of sides. If there are 3 sides, 3 minus 1 times 180, you get 180. If there are 4 sides, 4 minus 2, you get 2. 2 times 180, you get 360. So 4 side shape adds up to 360. If there are 5 sides, then we shall say 5 minus 2, you get 3. 3 times 180, you get 540. This is how we get the interior angle sum. But now, if you look properly on our questions, I am drawing a line there. Look, look, look. That is the line I have drawn. You do realize that the interior angle and the exterior angle, they kind of form 180 degrees. So basically, we shall add on another rule that says interior angle plus exterior angle will always be equal to 180 degrees. So now we have basically looked at 3 important formulas. Angle sum of interior angles is n minus 2, 180. Angle sum of exterior angle, that is 360. And now interior angle plus exterior angle will always give us 180. So having got that, we also know regular shapes. For us, regular shapes are those shapes which have equal angles. And for any regular shape, if I want one interior angle of a regular shape, if I want one interior angle of a regular shape, I will take the interior angle sum. Then that angle sum, I will divide it by the number of angles which I have. Then I will get the value for one interior angle. If I want also one exterior angle of a regular shape, I will say the exterior angle sum which I have, divide it by the number of angles. So these are the important formulas when we are dealing with the angles in polygons. Okay, let's see examples when we are dealing with angles in polygons. So when you have angles in polygons, there we go. We have examples. Okay, I can say here, if I have a shape like that one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is 100, 100, x, 100, x, 100. So I need to find x. Basically, I have to say 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus x is equal to, I don't know this angle sum. So if you don't know the angle sum, first go ahead and find it. N minus 2 times 180. So I get 6 minus 2, that is 4 times 180. So 180 times 4 is equal to 720. When it goes off, join again, we continue. Are we okay, students? When the lesson goes off, you join again and we continue. So I get 400 plus 2x is equal to 720. So 2x is equal to 720 minus 400. So 2x is equal to 320 over 2 over 2. I get my x is equal to 160 degrees. This is how we solve that kind of question, by first finding the interior